on all tired jades, on all mad masters, and on all foul ways. Was ever man so beaten? Or was ever man so rayed? Was ever man so weary? I am sent before to make a fire, and they are coming after to warm them. Now, were I not a little hot and soon hot, my very lips might freeze to my teeth, my tongue to the roof of my mouth, my heart in my belly, ere I should come by a fire to thaw me. But I would blowing the fire shall warm myself. But considering the weather, a taller man than I will take the cold. Ho-ho, Curtis.
Who is that calls so coldly?
A piece of ice. If thou doubt it, thou mayst slide from my shoulder to my heel with no greater a run-up than my head and my neck. A fire. Good, Curtis.
Is my master and his wife coming, Grumio?
Aye, Curtis, and therefore fire. Cast on no water.
Is she so hot as true as she's reported?
Aye, she was, Curtis, before this frost. But thou knowest winter tames man, woman, and beast. For it hath tamed my old master, my new mistress, and myself, fellow Curtis.
Away, you freech fool! I am no beast.
Ooh, am I but 3 inches? Why, thy horn is a foot, and so long am I, at the least. But wilt thou make a fire, or shall I complain on thee to our mistress, whose hand, she being now at hand, thou shalt soon feel for being slow in thy hot office?
I prithee, good Grumio, tell me how goes the world.
Oh, a cold world, Curtis, in every office but thine, and therefore fire. Have thy duty and do thy duty, for my master and mistress are almost frozen to death.
There's fire ready, and therefore, good Grumio, the news.
Oh, aye, Jack boy, ho boy, as much news as wilt thou.
Oh, come, you are so full of corny catching.
Why, therefore fire, for I have caught extreme cold. Where's the cook? Is the supper ready, the house trimmed, the rushes stewed, the serving men in their new fustian, their white stockings, and every officer his wedding garment on? Be the jacks fair within, the jewels fair without, carpets laid, and everything in order.
All ready, and therefore I pray thee, news.
First, know my horse is tired, my master and mistress fallen out.
How?
Out of their saddles and into the dirt, and thereby hangs a tail.
Let's act, good Grumio.
Lend thine ear.
Here.
There.
This is to feel a tale, not to hear a tale.
And therefore 'tis called a sensible tale. And that cuff was put to knock at your ear and beseech listening. Now I begin. Imprimus, we came down a foul hill, my master riding behind my mistress.
What for one horse?
What's that to thee?
Why, a horse.
Oh, tell thou the tale. But hadst thou not interrupted me, thou shouldst have heard how her horse fell, and she under her horse. Thou shouldst have heard in how miry a place, how she was bemoiled, how he left her with her horse upon her, how she waded through the dirt, how he beat me because her horse stumbled, how she plucked him off me, how he swore, how she prayed that never prayed before, how I cried, how the horses ran away, how I lost my crupper, how her bridle burst, and many things of worthy memory which now shall die in oblivion, and thou return unexperienced to thy grave.
By this reckoning, he is more shrewd than she.
Aye, and that thou and the proudest of you all shall find when he comes home. Oh, but what talk I of this? Call forth Nathaniel, Nicholas, Joseph, Walter, Sugarsop, and the rest. Let their heads be slickly combed, their blue coats brushed, and their garters of an indifferent knit. Let them curtsy with their left leg, and not presume to touch a hair of my master's horsetail till they kiss their hands. Are they ready?
They are.
Call them forth.
How near is my master?
Oh, in at hand alighted by this, and therefore be not caught. Passion, silence! I am a master!
Where be these knights? What? No man at door to take my stirrup nor hold my horse? You logger-headed, unpolished grooms! Where is the foolish knave I sent before?
Dear sir, foolish as I was before.
You peasant swain! You malt horse, whoreson, drudge! Did I not bid thee meet me in the park before and bring along these rascal knaves with thee?
Nathaniel's coat, sir, was not fully made, and Gabriel's pumps were all unpinked in the heel. There was no link to colour piece's hat, and Walter's dagger was not yet come from sheathing. There were none fine, but Adam, Rafe, and Gregory. The rest were all old, ragged, and beggarly. Yet, as they are, here are they come to meet you.
Go, rascals, go and fetch my supper in. Welcome, Kate. Come, sit down. Food! Food, 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 food! You villains, when? Nay, good sweet Kate, be gentle, gentle. Roots! Off with my boots! Off in my boots, off with my boots. Oh, you plucked my foot awry! Take that! And bend the plucking off the other! Be merry, Kate. Some water here, what? Where's my spaniel, Trollus? And where are my slippers? Shall I have some water? You horse! Will you let it fall?
Patience, I pray you. 'Twas a fault unwilling.
You beetle-headed, flap-eared knave! Kate, come sit down. I know you have a stomach. What do you say, Grace, or shall I? What's this? Asdas?
Aye, sir.
It is burnt, and so is all the meat. How durst you, villain, set it thus before me that likes it not?
I pray you, husband, be not so disquiet. The meat was well if you were so contended.
It was burnt and dried all the way through, Kate, and it engenders choler, it plants us anger. And better it were that both of us did fast than feed it with such over-roasted flesh. Aye, and for this night, we'll fast for company. Come, I will bring thee to thy bridal chamber. Thus have I politically begun my reign, and 'tis my hope to end it successfully. Now my falcon is sharp and passing empty. Until she stoop, she must not be full gorged, or else she'll never look upon her lure. Another way I have to man my haggard, to make her come and know her keeper's call, that is, to watch her. As we do watch these kites that bait and beat and will not be obedient. She ate no meat today, nor none shall eat. Last night she slept not, but nor tonight shall not. As with the meat, some fault I'll find about the making of the bed. And this way I'll throw the pillows, that way the coverlet, here the sheets, there the bolster. Aye, and amid all this hurry, I intend that all is done in reverent care of her. And in conclusion, she shall keep watch all night, and should she chance to nod, I'll rant and rail, and with the clamour keep her still awake. This is a way to kill a wife with kindness, and thus I'll curb her mad and headstrong humour. He that knows better how to tame a shrew, let him now speak. 'Tis charity to show.
Friend Lycia, that Mistress Bianca doth fancy any other than Lucentia.
Stand by and mark the manner of his teaching. Mistress, profit you in what you read?
What master read you? First resolve me that.
I read that I profess the art to love.
And may you prove, master, a master of your art.
While you, sweet dear, prove mistress of my heart.
Mistress Bianca loved none in the world more than Signor Licentio.
Oh, despiteful love, unconstant womankind. I tell thee, Licio, this is wonderful.
Mistake no more. My name is not Lizio, nor am I a musician as I seem to be. But now to scorn and live in this disguise. Know now, my name is Hortensio.
Signor Hortensia, oh, long have I heard of your entire affection unto Bianca. And since mine eyes are witness to her likeness, forswear Bianca and her love forever.
Here is my hand, and thus I vow, never to forswear her and to forsake her.
And I take the oath never to wed with her, though she would entreat. Fie on her, see how beastly she doth court him.
I will be wedded to a wealthy widow, and so I take my leave.
Mistress Bianca, God bless you with such joy, but I have forsaken you along with Hortensia.
Tyranio, you jest! But have you both forsworn me?
A mistress we have!
Then we are rid of Licio.
In faith, he'll have a lusty widow now that will be wooed and wedded in a day. Oh, good.
No, forsooth I dare not for my life.
The more my wrong, the more his spite appears. What? Did he marry me to famish me? Beggars that come unto my father's door upon entreaty have a present all. If not elsewhere, they meet with charity. But I, who never knew how to entreat, nor never needed that I should entreat, am starved for meat, giddy for lack of sleep, with oaths kept waking and with brawling fed, as who should say when I should eat or sleep? 'Twere a deadly sickness, or a present death. I prithee go and get me some repast. I care not what, so it be wholesome food.
Oh, what say you to a neat's foot?
'Tis passing good. I prithee go and get it me.
I cannot, I fear 'tis too choleric a meat. What say you to a fat tripe, finely broiled?
I like it well. Good Grumio, fetch it for me.
I cannot, I fear 'tis too choleric. What say you to a piece of beef and mustard?
A dish I do love to feed upon.
Aye, no, the mustard is too hot a little.
Why then the beef, and let the mustard rest?
Nay, then I will not. You shall have the mustard, or else you get no beef of Grumio.
Then both, or one, or anything thou wilt.
Oh, why then? The mustard without the beef.
Go, get thee gone, thou false, deluding slave, that tempts me with the very name of meat. Sorrow on thee, and the pack of you, that triumph thus upon my misery. Go, get thee gone, I say.
How fares my Kate? What, sweeting? All a more?
Mistress, what's cheer?
Faith, as cold as can be.
Pluck up thy spirits. Look kindly upon me. See, my love, how diligent I am to dress thy meat myself and bring it thee. I'm sure, sweet Kate, such kindness merits thanks. What, not a word? Yeah, take away this dish.
I prithee let it stand.
The poorest service is repaid with thanks, and so shall mine before you touch the meat.
I thank you, sir.
Signor Patricio, fie. You are to blame. Come, mistress. I'll buy their company.
Eat it up all, Hortensio, if thou lovest me. Much good do it unto thy gentle heart. Kate, eat apace. And now, my honey love, will we return unto thy fathers there to revel it as bravely as the best, with silken coats and caps and scarves and things, with ruffs and cuffs and farthingales and... Hast thou dined already? The tailor saves thy leisure to deck thy body with his ruffling treasure. Here, let us see these ornaments.
This is a cap your worship did bespeak.
It's a velvet dish. Why, it's just lurid and filthy. Yeah, away with it. Get me a bigger.
I'll have no bigger. This cap doth fit the time, and gentle women wear such caps as these.
And when you are gentle, you shall have one too.
And that,
And not till then.
will not be in haste.
Why, sir? I trust I may have leave to speak, and speak I will. I am no child, no babe. Your betters have endured me speak my mind, and if you cannot, best shut your ears. My tongue will tell the anger of my heart, or else my heart concealing it will break. And rather than it shall, I shall be free, even to the uttermost, as I please, in words.
Why, thou sayest is true. It is a paltry cap. I love thee well, in that thou likest it not.
Love me or love me not, the cap I like, and it I will have or I will have none.
Lie down. Why? Let's see it. Oh, mercy God! What masking stuff is this? What's it? A sleeve? It's a demi-cannon. Up and down carved like an apple tart.
I see she'll have neither cap nor gown.
You bid me make it orderly and well according to the fashions and the times.
Aye, Marion did, but if be remembered, I did not bid thee mar it to the time. Go, take it ahead. Oh, none of it. Make your best of it.
I never saw a better fashion gown, more quaint, more pleasing, nor more commendable. Belike you mean to make a puppet of me.
True, she means to make a puppet of.
She says your worship means to make a puppet of her.
Oh, monstrous arrogance. Thou liest, thou thimble, thou flea. I braved in mine own house with a skein of thread. I tell thee that thou hast marred her gown.
Your worship is deceived. My master made the dress as instructed. It was Grumio that gave the order.
I gave him no order. I gave him the stuff.
And how did you wish that it should be made?
Oh, marry mistress with needle and thread.
And did you not request it cut?
Thou hast faced many things.
I have.
Face not me. Thou hast braved many men. Brave not me. I will be neither faced nor braved. I bid thy master cut out thy gown, but I did not bid him cut it to pieces. Ergo, thou liest.
I have a note of the fashion to testify.
Read it.
The note lies in his throat if he said I said so.
Imprimis, a loose-bodied gown.
Master, if I ever said a loose-bodied gown, well, beat me to death with a bottom-brown thread and sew me into the skirts of it. I said a gown.
Proceed.
With a small compass cape.
I confess the cape.
With a struck sleeve.
I confess, 2 sleeves.
With the sleeves curiously cut.
Ah, there's the villainy.
Error in the bill, sir. Error in the bill. I requested the sleeves should be cut out and sewn up, but I did not bid them be cut as they are. I will get thee with a meat yard.
It is true that I say, and I had thee in place, and thou shouldst know it.
Oh, I am for thee straight. Take thou the bill and spare not me.
Well, in brief, mistress, thy gown is not for me. Hortensio, say thou wilt see the tailor paid.
Tailor, I shall pay thee for thy gown tomorrow. Take no unkindness in these hasty words.
Oh, well, my Kate, we will unto your fathers even in these honest, mean habiliments. Our purses shall be proud, our garments poor, for 'tis the mind that makes the body rich. And even as the sun breaks through these clouds, so honour appeareth in the meanest habit. Neither art thou the worse for this poor furniture and mean array, Kate. If thou accountst it shame, lay it on me. And therefore, Frolic. Now, we will unto thy fathers, there to feast and sport us. I see it is now some 7 o'clock, and well we may get there by dinner time.
I dare assure you, sir, 'tis almost 2 o'clock, and 'twill be supper time ere we come there.
It shall be 7 ere I go to horse. Look, whatever I do or think, or even think to do, you are still crossing it. I will not go today, and ere I do, it shall be what o'clock I say it is.
Why? So this gallant will command the sun.
Lucentio here doth love my daughter, and she loveth him. The match is made and all is done. Bianca is to be wed to Tranio.
Ah, what sayest thou, Biondello?
Bianca is to be wed to Tranio.
What?
Get to the church, take the priest, the clerk, and some honest witnesses, or bid Bianca farewell forever and a day.
What?
I cannot tarry. Suffice to say, I knew a wench married in an afternoon as she went to the garden to get parsley to stuff a rabbit. And so, adieu, sir.
My man hath appointed me to go to St. Luke's. Bid the priest be ready. I may and will be married to Bianca.
It is the moon that shines so bright.
I know it is the sun that shines so bright.
Now, by my mother's thumb, it shall be moon or star or whate'er I list, or ere I journey to your father's again. Go fetch the horses, evermore crossed and crossed, nothing but crossed.
Ah, say he says, but we shall never go.
Forward, I pray, since we have come so far. And be it sun or moon or what you please. And if you please to call it a rush candle, henceforth I vow it shall be so for me.
I say it is moon.
I know it is the moon.
Nay, then you lie, for it is the blessed sun.
Then God be blessed. It is the blessed sun. But sun it is not when you say it is not. And the moon changes even as you mind. What you will have it called, even that it is. And so it shall be so for Catherine.
Petruchio, the field is won.
Well, forward.
Forward.
Ah, soft. Company is here. Good morrow, gentle mistress. Where away? Sweet Kate, tell me, and tell me truly too, hast thou beheld a fresher gentlewoman? Such a war of white and red within those cheeks! What stars do spangle heaven as those two eyes become that heavenly face? Sweet Kate, embrace her for her beauty's sake.
I will make the man mad to make a woman of him.
Young budding virgin. Fair and fresh and sweet. Whither away, or where is thy abode? Happy the man who, under favourable stars, allots thee as his lovely bedfellow.
Kate! I hope thou art not mad. This is a man. Old, wrinkled, faded, withered, and not a maiden as thou sayest he is.
Pardon, I pray thee, my mistaken eyes that have been so bedazzled by the sun that everything I look on seemeth green. Now I perceive thou art a reverend father. Pardon, I pray thee, for my mad mistake.
Eh!
Pardon, good old grandsire. Withal make known which way thou travellest. If along with us, we will be joyful of thy company.
My name is Vicentio. My dwelling Pisa. And bound I am to Padua to see a son of mine, Lucentio.
You're not from round here, are you? Happily met. The happier for thy son. And now by law, as well as reverend age, I may entitle thee father. The sister to this gentlewoman, my wife, thy son is engaged. Embrace with me, O Vincento. And wander we to see thy honest son, who will of thy arrival be full joyful.
Eh, but is this true?
Come, go along and see the truth hereof.
Paisano?
Pardon, sweet father.
Lucentio!
Oh, pardon, dear father.
Where is Lucentio?
Here is Lucentio, that hath by marriage made thy daughter mine, while counterfeit supposes bleed thine eye.
Cambio is changed into Lucentio.
Bianca's love made me exchange my state with Tranio, while he did bear my countenance in the town. And happily I am arrived at last, unto the wished haven of my bliss.
burned. Let's follow to see the end of this ado.
First kiss me, Kate, and we will.
What, in the midst of the street?
Why, art thou ashamed?
No, but shame to kiss.
Oh, well, you should go home and get suit up. Let's go.
Nay, I will kiss thee.
Is not this well? Come, Kate. Better once than never, for never too late.
My fair Bianca, bid my father welcome while I with self-same kindness welcome thine. Brother Petruchio, sister Katharina, and thou Hortensio with thy loving widow, feast with the best and welcome to my house. Padua affords you this kindness, good Petruchio.
Padua affords nothing but what is kind.
For both our sakes, would that word be true?
How by my life, methinks Hortensio fears his widow.
Then never trust me if I be afeard.
You are very sensible, but you miss my sense. I mean, Hortensio is afeard of you.
He that is giddy thinks the world turns round.
Roundly replied.
How mean you that, mistress?
Thus I conceive by him.
He conceives by me. What says Hortensio to that?
My widow says thou, she conceives her tale.
Very well mended. Kiss him for that, good widow.
He that is giddy thinks the world turns round. I pray you what you meant by that.
Your husband, troubled with a shrew, measured my husband's sorrow by his woe. And now you know my meaning.
A very mean meaning.
Right, I mean you.
And I am mean indeed respecting you.
To her, Kate!
To her, widow!
100 mark says, my Kate doth put her down.
That's my office.
Spoke like an officer. How to be, lad?
Believe me, sir, they put well together.
Head and butt. A hasty-witted body would say that head and butt were head and horn.
Hey, Mistress Bride, that had awakened you.
Aye, but not frighted me, therefore I'll sleep again.
Nay, nay, that you shall not. Since you have awoken, have at thee for a bitter jest or two.
Am I your bird? I mean to shift my bush, and for you to pursue me with your bow. Oh, you are all welcome.
Petruchio, I think you have the veriest true of all.
Well, I say no. And therefore, for assurance, let's each one send for his wife. And he whose wife is most obedient, who come first when he doth send for her, shall win the wager which we will propose.
Content. What's the wager?
20 crowns.
20 crowns? I'll venture as much, my hawk or hound, but 20 times as much upon my wife.
100 then.
Content.
Agreed. 'Tis a match.
Who will begin?
That will I. Go, Biondello, and bid my wife come to me.
I go.
I will go half if Bianca comes.
I'll not take the halves. I'll have it all. How now? What news?
My mistress sends you word that she is busy, and she cannot come.
She's busy and she cannot come.
Sirrah Biondello, go and entreat my wife. Bring her forth to me.
Entreat her. Well, then she must needs come.
Ah, don't cry. Yours will not be entreated. Where's my wife?
She says you have some goodly jest at hand. She will not come. She bids you come to her.
Oh, worse and worse. She will not come. Vile, terrible, not to be endured. Sirrah Grumio, go get thee to thy mistress. Tell her I command her to come.
I know her answer.
What?
She will not.
Well, then the foul of fortune mine, and there an end.
Oh my God, here Catherine comes.
What is your will, sir, that you send for me?
Where is thy sister and Hortensio's wife?
They sit conferring by the parlour fire.
Go fetch them in. If they do deny to come, swinge me them soundly forth unto their husbands. Go and fetch them in.
Here's a wonder. If you talk of a wonder.
As it is, I wonder what it bodes.
Marry, peace it bodes, and love, and quiet life, and awful rule and right supremacy. Yeah, I'll win my wager better yet. I'll show more sign of her obedience, her new built virtue and obedience. See where she comes, with your froward wives as prisoners to her womanly persuasion. Cap, that cap of yours becomes you not. Off with that bauble. Throw it underfoot.
Lord, never let me have reason to sigh till I'm brought to such a silly pass. What foolish duty call you this?
I would that your duty were as foolish too. The wisdom of your duty, fair Bianca, hath cost me 100 crowns since supper time.
The more fool you for laying your duty on me!
Sweet Catherine, I charge thee, tell these headstrong women what duty they do owe their lords and husbands.
Come, you are mocking. We shall have no telling.
Come, I say, and first begin with her.
She shall not.
I say she shall. And first begin with her.
Fie, fie. Unknit that threatening, unkind brow, and dart not scornful glances from those eyes to wound thy lord, thy king, thy governor. It blots thy beauty as frost do bite the meads, confounds thy fame as whirlwind shake fair buds, and in no sense is meet or amiable. A woman moved is like a fountain troubled, muddy, ill-seeming, thick, bereft of beauty, and whilst it is so, none so dry or thirsty shall date to sip or touch one drop of it. Thy husband is thy lord, thy life, thy keeper, thy head, thy sovereign, one that cares for thee, and for thy maintenance commits his body to painful labour, both by sea and land, to watch the night in storm, the day in cold, whilst thou liest warm at home, secure and safe, and craves no other tribute at thy hands but love, fair looks, and true obedience. Too little payment for so great a debt. Even such duty as the subject owes the prince, even such a woman oweth to her husband, and when she is froward, peevish, sullen, sour, and not obedient to his honest will, what is she but a foul contending rebel and graceless traitor to her loving lord? I am ashamed when women are so simple to offer war where they should kneel for peace, or seek for rule, supremacy, and sway when they are bound to serve, love, and obey. Why are our bodies soft and weak and smooth, unapt to toil and trouble in the world, but that our soft conditions and our hearts should well agree with our external parts? Oh, come, come, you froward and unable worms. My mind hath been as big as one of yours. My heart is great, my reason happily more, to bandy word for word and frown for frown. But now I see, our lances are but straws, our strength as weak, our weakness past compare, that seeming to be most, which we indeed least are. Then veil your stomachs, for it is no boot, and place your hands below your husband's foot, in token of which duty, if he please, my hand is ready. May it do him ease.
Come on and kiss me, Kate.
Go thy ways, old lad, for thou shalt have it.
Come, Kate, we shall to bed. We three are married, though you two are sped. It was we won the wager, though you hit the white. And being a winner, God give you the night.